What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of HRT After Dark. I hope your week was swell. We're talking about dicks this episode. We're talking about cock. I have talked about packing a little bit in past episodes, but I've never really got into it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about all the different types of packers, how to pack, the best ways to pack. I'll give you tips and tricks, and I will also be showing you some packers as well. So this is a little bit of a warning, okay? I'm going to be showing some wang in this episode. This is your warning. If you don't want to see peni, if you don't want to see realistic penises, maybe this episode is not for you. As I said, first we're going to go over some tips and tricks, how to pack all the different types of packers, and then I'm going to show you one that I've had since I was like 18 years old, and he's been through some shit. And then I'll show you a brand new one that I just got, so stay tuned for that. But again, if you do not want to see something that looks exactly like a penis, then this episode is not for you, okay? But if you do, okay, you kinky freak. Before we get into it, if you could hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about penis. So, what is packing? When it comes to packing for trans people, it's not when you're like packing your clothes in a suitcase for vacation. Not what packing is. Although, if you Google how do you pack, you will get a lot of things about packing for vacation. Been there, done that. Embarrassing. Packing for trans people, okay, is when you buy a cock off the internet. Okay, you can get any size you want, any color you want, any cut you want. You buy it off the internet, you stick it in your pants, you walk outside, and you feel real confident about yourself. You feel real good. Usually packers are made out of silicone. There's a lot of different types of packers, so let's go through them, shall we? First up, we have soft packers, okay? Soft packers are meant for really just packing. They're just supposed to sit in your pants when you go to the grocery store or go to work or wherever the heck you go in your daily life. And they're soft, okay? Not hard. You know how get hard? Okay, these ones don't do that. And I'm going to explain later how the other ones do that. But soft packers are quite literally just meant to stay in your pants, and it's just supposed to give you gender euphoria. Look down, hey, I have a penis. Woohoo! Soft packers tend to come petite because the bigger the packer you get, the more of a bulge you're gonna have. And the problem with packers for trans people is that sometimes they're a little too big and it looks like we're walking around bricked the up all the time. So a lot of people prefer soft packers when they're just living their life. That's more of a realism look. If you're trying to pass as a cis man in public, don't really know why anyone would be staring at your crotch, but in case that happens, that would make you feel better if you had a soft packer. Next up, we have STP packers, stand to pee packers. First of all, when I realized packers were a thing, my world was rocked. Okay, I was like, what? But when I heard stand to pee for the first time, it's like I had been sleeping my entire life and I had just woken up. Stand to pee packers is basically what it means. You can stand to pee with said packer. Both of the packers I'm going to show you today are stand to pee, so I will show you more how that works in a few minutes. But basically, you have your dick, right? You have your and you put it up against your anatomy that you were born with. Rip. You stand over a toilet like a cis man would, and you simply just pee. And it's kind of like a funnel. The balls, that's basically where you pee into, and then it funnels down the shaft. Okay? And it takes a lot of practice. I remember the first time I stood to pee with my packer, pee everywhere. It was a time. And I'm sure there are so many of you out there that had the same experience. You have to push a little pee out, stop. Push a little pee out, stop. Push a little pee out. It is a freeing experience when you finally get it right. I can tell you that much. Now, STP packers are very flexible, given, you'd have to move it when you want to pee and stuff, just like a real penis. They're meant for everyday packing and for standing to pee. Those are kind of their only purpose. So they kind of have to be on a little bit of the smaller size if you want a good one, because you still have to pack with it. Let's move on to pack and play packers, okay? This is usually called a 3-in-1 or even a 5-in-1. Now, the packer that I bought when I was 17 years old, maybe even 16. I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. It's a 5-in-1. It's meant for packing, standing to pee, playing, sex. I think play means masturbating, self-care moment. I think sex too, so it's whatever. Don't really know what the fifth one is for. Now, 5-in-1s or 3-in-1s are most of the time freaking huge. They have to be because you have the play factor, the sex factor. Yes, you can have sex with packers. Maybe I forgot to say that. That's the best part. 3-in-1s are always big because they have to be for sex. And then they have to be the right shape and the right softness to be able to pack with them. There's a lot of different things that go into 5-in-1s. And to be real with you, I don't think that the perfect 5-in-1 exists. I think if you're just packing, not having sex, not doing anything crazy, you need a soft packer. And then when you're ready to have sex, you need to have a packer that's meant for that. So not many trans guys just have one packer. I know that there are many out there that do, and props to you. I also think that's the really cool thing when it comes to trans masc people or trans men, because hey, whatever size you want, we got. Whatever you want, we can give to you. Okay? And I think that's pretty freaking cool. Now, 3-in-1 packers or 5-in-1 packers tend to be a little bit more on the expensive side, obviously because you're paying for more features. But lastly, we have DIY packers. Now, I've talked about this in past episodes, but DIY packer is basically just putting a sock in your pants and calling it a day. When you make your own packer. Usually people just use like a bobby pin or something, clip it to the underwear, or just stick it in your underwear if you're wearing like boxer briefs or whatever they're called. DIY packers are usually for beginners if you don't have the money for a packer. There are some other types of packers. Don't think they're very important for today, but I covered the basic kinds of packers. I'll probably talk about the other types of packers in future episodes, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's show some wang. What do you say? What if I just showed some wang right now? How crazy would that be? What's up, y'all? I just finished recording this week's episode, and I wanted to give a quick shout out to trans tape. If you don't know what trans tape is, they make gender affirming tape that can be used instead of binders. The tape makes your chest even flatter than a binder would. Pretty crazy, I know. It's a lot more breathable, flexible, and hell of a lot more comfortable than a binder is. I can tell you that much, okay? Binders suck, okay? We can all agree, hey, binders suck. So go get yourself some trans tape. And it's not just for trans masc people. It's for non-binary people and trans feminine people too. Really for anyone who wants to shape or support their body differently. They also sell accessories like tape remover, nipple guards, and even tucking tape. Okay, ladies, tucking tape. So it is truly a resource for the entire trans community. Okay, so go use code HRT for 10% off your next trans tape order. Are you listening to me? HRTEA in all caps for 10% off your next trans tape order. Okay, let's get back to the episode. I love you so much. Okay, bye. The first wang I'm gonna show you is a wang that I got when I was 16 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted the best of the best. I found the first packer I could find off the internet. I had maybe $500 to my name at the time. This thing costed me about $300 to $400. Don't do that, but it's a 5-in-1. I keep it in a lockbox, okay? Now, again, had no idea what I was getting myself into when I bought this packer. And for like 7 years of my life, this has been the only packer that I've ever had because I didn't want to spend money on a different kind. This thing is huge and it's been through some shit, okay? There's some holes in it now, so fair warning. So, if you do not want to see what looks like a penis right now, a very realistic penis, stop this episode right here, go watch something else, come back to my next episode. Okay, here she is. Ready? Boom. It looks so sad. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't look that big. Okay, hey, cis men are lying to you. This thing is huge, okay? I'm pretty sure I went with the biggest I could find. Pro tip, if you just want to pack with something, don't buy a 6-inch wiener, okay? Go for like a 4, maybe even a 3 if you're strictly just packing with it. Now, as you can see, hey, hey girl, what's up? The balls are, hey, no longer ball color. This is the inside, okay? Now, this is an STP, okay? So, like, now you can see, like, the funnel thing if you're not, you know, well-versed in packing. You straight up put your anatomy against this, and you pee into this little bucket area. You hold the peni up, and the pee goes through there into the toilet. Very hard thing to do. I don't want to shit on this packer too much. It's a horrible packer. Would never buy it. This packer is from Peacock. Their packers are disgustingly expensive for no reason. Again, this is a 5-in-1. 5-in-1's kind of sometimes, unless you get a really good one. So STP, packing, and play. How you play with them is through these freaking rods, okay? You stick these rods inside, and it makes the penis hard. Okay? I feel like this is sex ed. Also, there's probably a hole in it because you're supposed to put lube, but I don't have the patience for that, so I just try and shove it in there, and then you get it. This one is more for self-care moments, so masturbation. This one is for sex, the sexy time. And I hate these things because, can you hear that? There's nothing sexy about that. That has been through a lot. I would not buy that again, would not buy from Peacock ever again because they are just really expensive and they don't do a good enough job. I don't pack very often, so like I've used it a bunch, but not enough for this to happen. Out with the old, in with the new. Before actually we get to the new packer here, with that packer that I just threw against the wall, usually when you buy a packer, it doesn't just stick to you, unfortunately. There are packers out there that will just stick to you, and I want to talk about those one day, maybe in a future episode. But usually you get like a jock strap or specific underwear that will hold the packer for you. I hate jock straps, okay? So I like to use underwear that is meant for packing. Usually sometimes they have they have a hole in it, like right here, and you just put the packer through, and I love those. But we're here to talk about packers, not about jock straps and underwear. And I'm sure you already know about all of that. Let's get into the new packer. What do you say? Now, again, I'm gonna show you something that looks very realistic to a real life penis, okay? If you don't wanna see it, hey, look away. Hey, get out of this video. Okay, now this packer, I recently just received from the company Your Basics. I love this thing. It is a lot smaller. Let's do a size comparison, actually. Hey, where'd my go? Oh, it's over there. Got my dick off the floor. Look at this. Look at that size comparison. And if you're sitting there thinking that's not that much, hey, yeah, it is. This is 4 inches. This is like 6, okay? This one from Your Basics, you could see it's thicker at the top. The tip is thicker, but then it isn't as thick at the bottom. The testicles don't come out as much, which I like, which makes packing a lot more realistic looking. Side profile. The balls stay closer to your person, and it makes packing look a lot better. Now, when I first received this, I was looking at it and I was like, why is the tip so big? But I don't know, after using it for about a week or so, something about that I like. Hey, something about this I like. Now, this is also a 5-in-1. See, you pee through there. Now, this one has like ridges in it, and I'm gonna get to that in a moment, but I stood to pee with this the other day for the first time in a long time. I used this the other day and I didn't use anything with it. I straight up just held this to my butt and peed through it, and it was great. It was low-key fantastic. I could have never just held this up to my anatomy and started peeing with it. I made no mess. Go me. Potty training 101. It was very easy to use. I didn't have to like control my flow as much as like other packers or like that one. I think this one just has a very clean look to it, and I love the size. I can't get over the size with this one. This is the perfect size when it comes to packing, when it comes to play, when it comes to STP, I guess. But those are the two, packing and playing, that where the size really matters. 4 is a good number for me, I've learned from this packer. I was a little concerned that packing, it would still look like I was bricked up, but it really doesn't, because Your Basics also sent me this cute little number right here. Now, I know I said I'm not a huge fan of jock straps. I'm really not. I like what this one does. This is their everyday packing jock strap, and it's kind of cool. I don't have anything like this. Okay, you put the wang through the hole, bada bing, bada boom, through it. And then there's a little strap right here. And then you tuck the wang in, and then it sits up against you like that. And this little strap right here holds it down so that you don't look like you're bricked up all the time. And I really like that feature. And although I don't like jock straps, I will probably give this a shot. I've just been putting it in underwear that I have for other packers, and that works just as well. I just don't like my ass out, especially when I'm, getting down and dirty. So if you're somebody who doesn't mind jock straps, I bet you this is probably for you, because it makes it very easy to just pack with it. There's no reason why you also can't use this. Hey, it's a bra. There's no reason why you can't also use this jock strap for sex as well. What you'd have to do is just boop, take it out. This is for just packing daily, but there's no reason, honestly, why you can't use it for sex. This shit is not going anywhere. These 3 little ridges on the inside I talked about before, I didn't really know what the hell they were for when I first got it, until I did the do with my wang, and I showed you those little things that go inside before for the other packer. This one also comes with it. You get 2 rods. This one is for self-care moments, masturbation. All you do is just put it inside. And look, no freaking lube. This is how easy this thing goes in. That's how easy. No lube. I could never do that with my other one. This one's for sex. See how this one has like a base on it? This has nothing. It's literally just a hole. And I was like, that's weird. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. You just put it in. So now the is hard. Also, do you hear that? No, you don't, because it's silent. It's all the way in there. You see it? So that won't touch you. And it just stays in there. And now it'll move however you want it to move, whatever position you want to be in. And maybe I'm wrong, but these ridges rub up against you and your anatomy, and it's pretty lit, is all I'll say. Okay, I think that's what those ridges are for when you're using this rod. That's all I'm gonna say about that, okay? And I also want to note that this silicone is like tough. There's no shot this is ripping. So this is the Mr. Flex 5-in-1 packer from Your Basics, and the jock strap is the everyday packing strap. Okay, just so y'all know, in case you want to go buy one for yourself. I recommend this packer a lot. At first sight, I was a little iffy about it, I can't lie. But the more I used it, I've never used such a good packer in my life. I can't lie. I really, really enjoy this thing. Honestly, I kind of think it's a perfect packer. And it is a 5-in-1. And I did say there is no perfect 5-in-1. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this thing is perfect, because you're going to run into problems with your packer no matter what packer you have, especially if it is a 5-in-1. But this is the best 5-in-1 that I've seen in a very long time. So if you want to cop one yourself, head over to Your Basics. The link is in the description below. They're a really cool company helping trans people feel more comfortable in their skin, and I absolutely love that. So thank you to Your Basics for sending me this packer. I appreciate you supporting my channel and the trans community. Thank you for letting me give this packer a spin. So that's enough talk for the day. Let me know your thoughts on packing in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. I'd love to answer them for you. Again, go check out Your Basics if you want to match with me. Don't forget to use code HRTea for 10% off your next trans tape order. The link is always in the description below. That's code HRTEA. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this episode a like. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Okay? Bye!